direction of the Ukraine of an independent Ukraine. The program has been put together in consideration of the latest events. A very important factor of development of the Ukrainian economy says that we cannot depend on this central distribution of Union raw products. 80% of the produce of the Republic is not refined. Independently, the Ukraine cannot survive, although certain idealistic elements believe that it could. But the Prime Minister at the same time noted that we do not want to enter a single all-republic market. We want a common economic sphere, which should have nothing in common with political unity, because such a unity will not be good for us. The government of the Ukraine will not hurry, will not rush to create its own currency, although it has no intention of trying to save the Soviet ruble. Starting from the new year, there will be a new form of multi-risk coupons. Kravchuk says that in the Ukraine, there is no possibility of introducing its own money. What can we sell, says Kravchuk, except airline flights? The Ukraine does not want to waste or lose its independence. And Kravchuk next week will outline his own idea of the politics, domestic and foreign politics of the Ukraine. The project about the projected referendum of the Crimea, of whether or not the Crimea should leave the Ukraine and return to Russia, or should the Crimea remain part of the Ukraine as it is recently taken over. Yesterday on television named the date of the referendum, the 24th of November. However, the referendum will not be held on that date. The deputies said there were more important events, and they limited the review of the referendum just merely to a first reading, postponing it in light of more important events. For example, the growth of criminality. People's Deputy Eskinder Mehmet is the first representative of the Ingut Tatar elements, of the Crimean Tatars. The Crimean Tatars have moved forth their own deputy to fight for their rights within the Crimean Peninsula. The Russian Federation and Estonia have established diplomatic relations and will exchange embassies. And their foreign ministries have signed an agreement to this idea. They have worked out laws to protect the legal rights of each other's citizens, of their respective citizens. Today in Moscow, a new diplomatic representative is opened. The Israeli embassy has been opened in Moscow today. After many years of discord, diplomatic relations were restored on the 18th of October. As the General Consul of Israel said, the renewal of relations allows for the development of better relations between our two nations. Israel is very interested in improving our relations. Our relations with Japan are improving. The USSR will get $2.5 billion in credits from Japan. The head of the corporation, Hitachi, ended today. Gorbachev hosted the head of the corporation, Tocho. He was invited to visit the USSR from the scientific organization SSSR. He was invited by the USSR to visit Gorbachev. And his goal was to study the perspectives for economic cooperation of the two nations of the USSR and Japan. The Ukraine does not want control over its nuclear facilities located on its territories. That was declared by the spokesman for the Ministry of Defense of the Ukraine. He cited Kravchuk, who said on Wednesday that the control of the strategic nuclear weapons should be in central control, not in Ukrainian hands. You'll be able to hear about this right after our newscast. Positive and progressive. In Playan, the fourth round of conferences between Korea the Korean disarmament between the two Koreas has been discussed in Playan today at the fourth conference session. In Belgrade, a session of the Presidium of Yugoslavia to discuss the preparation for the Hague's Convention on Peace in Yugoslavia. A Hague conference in Hague to discuss peace in Yugoslavia. Around Dubrovnik, the Yugoslav National Army started to fire at Croatian units. Yugoslav units mounted an attack. Croatian forces were shot at by the Yugoslav National People's Army around the vicinity of the city Nova Gorička. The group of three, Mexico, Colombia, and Venezuela, decided to cooperate more thoroughly in Cuba's development in Central America. The discussions were held in Mexico. Fidel Castro was present at this meeting of three Central and South American nations. Foreign Minister of Israel Levy will boycott the opening of the Madrid talks in the Middle East. Local press says this is a protest of Prime Minister Shamir's decision to personally lead the decision, the Israeli delegation. Spaniards are happy that Madrid was chosen as the location of the Middle East Conference. Spain will do everything that it can to facilitate the negotiations in Madrid, said the leader of Spain. James Baker spoke. There will be more than 4,000 journalists present. A huge facility is delegated for this conference. The public in Spain is reading publications in newspapers. There is talk of potential terrorist actions, but the Spanish government promises relative safety. We would love this conference to lead to a unique resolution of a very serious problem. All parties invited to participate in the conference have agreed to initiate. This conference, sponsored by the US and the USSR, has gained the approval of all the countries, and they will all participate as invited. A politician beyond politics. This heavy-set man, the most mysterious politician on earth, his name is Yasser Arafat. He has no telephone, no address, no mailing code. At the end of the 40s, this youth was an engineer at the Cairo University. He got his diploma, went to Kuwait, was a very successful builder. Arafat has no personal belongings, just several sets of clothes and a pistol. No one dresses at the PLO as does he. His unique dress makes him almost immediately recognizable. He's almost bald. Bald besides the gray hair at his side. His uniform is always neatly pressed, and his boots are always spit-shined. At home, he wears a sweatsuit. His beard is very real. It's dark in the front and gray on the side. Such a contrast makes him seem unshaven. The Security Council of the UN listened to a special council on the disarmament of Iraq. UN specialists believe they have not found the secret nuclear facilities in northern Baghdad, which could be the main facility in Iraq for the creation of nuclear weapons.
Should be